I realize there's a million videos out there on how to track DI guitars online, but I thought I'd show how I do it, but in more detail than some of the other videos. The most important part is to set the level of the instrument before tracking. If it's too quiet, you'll need to boost the level later, and if it's too loud, the track will clip and you'll lose a small part of the signal, and clipping is bad. First off, in this example, I'll use the instrument input of my interface only. I'll do a DI shootout another time, but in short, if you don't have a DI box, your interface's instrument or DI input is more than good enough for tracking. I'll be tracking directly into Amplitude 3 with all the same settings throughout, so the changes that you hear is directly related to gain only. In this case, you'll notice that the signal is near clipping, but it doesn't actually clip. I consider this to be optimal. My gain is at 0 and the pad is not enabled. On some instruments, the signal may be too loud and you may have to enable the pad to stop your instrument from clipping. This time I added some gain. It looks like I'm clipping both on the interface and in Pro Tools. You'll instantly notice that the signal is louder and has more distortion, but I do find it to be a bit more fizzy and not quite as defined as the first take. Okay, this time I enabled the pad and added more gain. Again, we're clipping. It sounds similar to the last take. Lastly, I kept the pad enabled, but I dropped the gain. Now the signal is too low and the guitar doesn't sound thick or distorted as much. I'll have to increase the channel's volume to get it to sound much like the original take. In conclusion, your optimal signal is near clipping. Too loud and you lose signal, and too quiet and you'll have to add gain. The goal here is to capture a clean, full signal. Hopefully you'll find this information helpful for your next tracking session.